Did you know that over 300 million people worldwide struggle with obesity, but only a tiny fraction ever make a full transformation? And some of them are rock stars, from pop icons who shocked fans with sudden slim downs to legends who fought silent battles off stage. Here are 20 rock and roll stars who have lost weight dramatically. 1. Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks, the well-known singer from Fleetwood Mac, shocked many fans in the 1990s. People who knew her from the stage with her big voice and flowing clothes started noticing something else. She was gaining a lot of weight. It didn't happen all at once, but slowly over the years. Behind the scenes, she was also fighting a serious problem with illegal substances given to her by doctors. These substances changed how she felt, how she moved, and even how she looked. When she finally got help and stopped using them, it was a hard road. She didn't just stop using them. She had to restart her whole life. She felt tired, weak, and unhappy. But she didn't give up. She started walking more. She tried eating real food, vegetables, fruits, and less junk. It didn't work overnight. At first, she didn't lose anything, but she kept going. Every day, she pushed herself. She looked in the mirror and wanted to feel better. She didn't just want to look thinner. She wanted to feel alive again. Her face started to look brighter. Her clothes fit looser. Fans began to notice the difference. The woman who once looked lost was standing tall again. This was not about being pretty. It was about surviving. 2. Karen Carpenter. Karen Carpenter was the soft-voiced singer from the Carpenters. People loved how sweet she sounded on the radio, but while her songs were climbing the charts, her health was falling. She started losing weight, a little at first, then a lot. She would smile for photos, but people around her saw her getting thinner and weaker. Karen didn't talk much about it. Some thought she was just trying to stay in shape, but it was more than that. She was scared of food. She was afraid to eat too much. Every bite made her feel like she was doing something wrong. She weighed herself every day, sometimes many times. Her clothes hung off her small frame. Her body was starving. She had anorexia, a sickness that makes people think they are too big, even when they are not. Karen kept trying to hide it. She told people she was fine, but her body couldn't keep going. Her heart was too tired. It stopped. She was gone at just 32. Her passing made people finally start to talk about eating problems. No one had really understood it before, but now they couldn't ignore it. 3. Lizzo. Lizzo came onto the music scene like a storm, loud, proud, and full of power. She told people to love their bodies, no matter the size. She danced on stage, wore bright clothes, and didn't care what anyone said. For years, she stood up for people who felt left out. She said, "Love yourself, don't change." But then she started to look different. Fans noticed. Her arms looked smaller. Her face looked thinner. Her body had changed. Some people cheered. Others got confused. They asked, why now? Did she stop believing what she used to say? Lizzo said she was still proud of who she was. She just wanted to feel better inside. She had started eating more vegetables, drinking more water, and working out. She said it wasn't about weight. It was about energy. Still, people argued online. Some felt let down. Others said she was just human. Her change made a lot of noise. People couldn't stop talking. Lizzo kept performing, showing off her new look with the same strong voice. But now, there was a new question floating around. Can you still say you love yourself if you decide to change? Her body had changed, but her words stayed the same. Fans didn't know what to think. 4. Post Malone. Post Malone walked on stage in Utah, and people could hardly believe it. He looked like a different man. He was slimmer, sharper, and quicker on his feet. He told the crowd he had lost 55 pounds. That's not just a small change. That's a major shift. He said he stopped drinking sweet drinks. That one change made a big difference. He also started eating better food, not just snacks and greasy meals. At first, fans were worried. They thought he might be sick or struggling. He looked so different, people thought something bad might have happened. But he told them he wasn't sick. He was just trying to be strong, for himself and for the people around him. He wanted to be around longer. He wanted to feel good again. His face looked tighter. His stomach was smaller, his arms were stronger. People saw the change, and they talked about it everywhere. Post Malone didn't make a big speech. He just kept doing what worked. Eating better, moving more, sleeping right. It was a quiet kind of power. No crazy workouts, no magic plans. 5. Adam Lambert. Adam Lambert used to walk on stage with a bold look, dark eyeliner, shiny jackets, and a body that looked a lot different. Now his face is thinner, his body is smaller, and people are staring for new reasons. Adam dropped about 60 pounds, not from some quick plan or expensive surgery, but from making big changes at home. He started eating less. He cut out greasy snacks, sweet drinks, and late-night meals. Instead of stuffing his plate, he watched his food. He took time to eat, slower, more careful. He started cooking at home more, choosing foods that helped his body feel good, not just taste good. And people noticed. On stage, he moves smoother, lighter, like he's not carrying the same weight, and not just in pounds. This isn't the same Adam fans met years ago, and that makes people talk. He didn't do a big speech about it. But the difference is clear. Some fans cheer, others ask why. Was he tired of the way he looked? Did someone say something that stuck? Did the rock star life catch up with him? Only Adam knows. But one thing is sure, his body has changed, and that change is hard to look away from. 6. Meghan Trainor. Meghan Trainor once sang proudly about loving every inch of her body. Her songs were loud, fun, and clear. You don't have to be skinny to be strong. Then everything changed after her baby was born. Meghan started working out every day. She changed what she ate. She lost a lot of weight. Her arms, her waist, her face, they all look different now. And now, the singer who once said, "No need to change," looks very changed herself. She didn't go on TV crying about it. She didn't do a fancy interview. But her photos speak louder than words. People are asking questions. Did she change for herself or for the world? Did the pressure to look like other stars finally hit her? Or was it about being strong enough to chase after her child? Nobody knows. She keeps quiet, but her body keeps showing a new message. And for fans who love the old message, it's a tough thing to figure out. She goes to the gym. She walks more. She says no to fast food. It all sounds simple, but it's not easy. Losing that much weight takes time. It takes sweat. It takes saying no when you want to say yes. Meghan might still love her body, but now it's a different body, and that has people talking. 7. Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes always filled the room. Big voice, big body, big energy. But now the weight is gone, and what's left is a sharp, lean man who looks ready to run, jump, and roar. Busta lost a huge amount of weight. He didn't just stop eating snacks. He trained hard. He worked out with trainers. He lifted, ran, stretched, and sweat. He gave up the old habits that made him bigger. He stayed away from the couch, away from bad food, and away from excuses. This wasn't a small change. He looks like a different person. Fans were shocked. People who hadn't seen him in a while didn't even recognize him. The same man who once bounced around in big coats and sunglasses now wears tighter clothes, showing muscles instead of bulk. And everyone wants to know, what made him do it? Was there a health scare? Did a doctor say something scary? Did he look in the mirror and see a man he didn't like? Busta has hinted that it was time, that he was tired of being tired, that he wanted to live longer. His face looks sharper, his arms stronger. He moves fast, talks fast, and lives faster now. And people can't stop watching the difference. 8. Patrick Stump. Patrick Stump didn't look like a rock star. He didn't care about shiny pants or big hair. He just sang. But during a break from the band, Patrick gained a lot of weight. His clothes got baggier. His face got rounder. He stayed out of the spotlight. People wondered where he went. Then, when Fallout Boy came back, Patrick came back thinner, a lot thinner. He lost 60 pounds. He looked fresh, fit, and totally new. He didn't post gym photos. He didn't brag, but the change was clear. He said he started watching what he ate. He said he moved more, less sitting, more walking, less snacking, more smart meals. It worked. He didn't need a fancy plan or a personal chef, just effort every day. Fans were surprised. Some were happy for him. Some missed the old Patrick, the one who didn't seem to care about looks. But now he moves easier on stage. He sings stronger. Maybe his body feels better. Maybe his mind does too. It wasn't about looking cool. It was about feeling good. And that shows. His jawline came back. His eyes looked brighter. He stopped hiding behind hats and coats. He showed up with confidence. Not loud, not bold, just steady. People asked how he did it. He said it took time. That's all. No secret, no shortcut, just slow, steady change that added up to something big. 9. Ann Wilson. Ann Wilson, the voice behind the band Heart, once had her weight talked about more than her music. People often pointed fingers at how she looked instead of praising her singing. For many years, she tried to get healthier. She went on diets. She tried to exercise. But nothing worked for long. The cameras were always on her, and the pressure kept growing. It wasn't just about clothes not fitting. It was about not feeling right inside her own body. In 2002, she made a big decision. She had surgery to help her lose weight. That surgery was not easy. It came with pain and a long road ahead. But she needed a change. After that, she changed what she ate. She watched everything. Smaller meals, healthier foods. She also started moving more, walking and staying active. The pounds came off slowly, not overnight, but it showed. People were shocked. Fans started saying she looked different. Some were kind, others were not. But Ann stayed focused. This wasn't about looking thin. This was about staying alive, staying strong, and still being able to stand on stage with a microphone. She kept going even when the world kept judging her. It's hard to be a woman in rock. Harder when people only see your body and not your songs. But Ann didn't stop. Her voice stayed powerful. 10. Pete Doherty. Pete Doherty from the Libertines used to be wild. He partied hard. He made headlines, but not for music. He got into trouble again and again. He used illegal substances. He drank too much. He made bad choices, and it all showed. His face looked tired. His body grew big. He looked sick. Fans could see it. He knew something had to change. He was tired. He didn't feel like himself. Slowly, he started making small changes. He ate better food, less greasy stuff, less sugar. He stopped drinking so much. He began to rest more. He stopped hanging around people who made things worse. Over time, his body changed. The bloated face went away. He lost a lot of weight. His eyes looked brighter. His skin looked clearer. Fans were surprised. Some said he looked like a new person. Others didn't believe it at first. But it was real. Now he walks better. He plays shows without running out of breath. He stands taller. He doesn't look lost anymore. He might not talk much about it, but you can see it. The man who once almost lost it all now looks like someone trying to fix his life. He's not perfect, but he's trying. 11. Alex James. Alex James from Blur never seemed like someone who cared about being fit. He liked food. He liked drinks. He lived easy. But when Blur decided to go on tour again, he had to get ready. Concerts are hard work. You sweat, you run around, you need to be ready. He looked in the mirror and knew he had work to do. He started working out hard. He trained every day. He changed his meals, no more junk. He focused on simple, healthy food. He followed a strict plan. He even started drinking things most people don't like soup made from bones. The change was fast. His stomach got smaller. His face got thinner. He looked younger. His clothes fit again. People noticed right away. Fans asked what he was doing. He didn't brag. He just said he wanted to be ready for the stage. When he came back with the band, he didn't look tired. He moved like a guy 10 years younger. He didn't miss a step. He didn't get out of breath. His change wasn't about showing off. It was about being able to play his bass and rock out like he used to. He knew the crowd would watch. He made sure he was ready. 12. Wolfgang Van Halen. Wolfgang Van Halen grew up with big shoes to fill. His dad, Eddie Van Halen, was one of the best guitar players ever. People watched Wolfgang all the time. They said things about his music. They also said things about his weight. It wasn't kind. It wasn't fair. But it happened. Wolfgang never shouted back. He didn't fight the hate with hate. He stayed quiet and got to work. He started eating better. He stopped eating late at night. He cut back on greasy foods. He started walking more, then running. He went to the gym when he could. He didn't do it for fame. He did it to feel better. His weight started dropping. Bit by bit, his face changed. His body looked different. He started wearing new clothes. His arms looked stronger. His smile came back. Fans started noticing. He didn't hide it, but he didn't brag either. He just kept going. He was still making music the whole time, touring, recording, doing interviews. It's not easy to stay healthy when you're always on the move, but he stuck with it. He proved people wrong. He didn't need to yell. He let the results speak. People now see him and say he looks strong. They say he looks like a leader, not just someone's son. He showed that even with all eyes on you, you can change your life without making noise. Just one step at a time. 13. Lane Staley. Lane Staley once stood at the front of Alice in Chains like fire. His voice was loud, full, and filled the air like thunder. Fans saw him as a rock hero. But that loud power turned into silence. Bit by bit, he faded. His strong voice went quiet. His body started to shrink. The fire was going out. He used to stand on stage like a giant, shaking the walls with every song. But later, he stayed far from the lights. No more shows, no more cameras, no more crowds. Lane began to disappear from the world. His face changed. His arms and legs looked thin, like sticks. His skin lost its color. His walk turned slow. People close to him said he looked like someone hurting deep inside. The truth is, Lane was sick for a long time, but he hid it. He stayed alone in his condo, windows closed, phone off. Even his friends didn't see him for weeks. The weight loss was sharp and scary. Photos from that time were hard to look at. He looked like a shadow of the man he used to be. Fans who remembered his full face and wild hair couldn't believe what they saw. This wasn't the same Lane. This was someone crushed by time, pain, and silence. He didn't get this way from food or exercise. His body was falling apart from the inside. He was hurting every day. He didn't talk about it much. He kept everything inside. Then one day, no one heard from him. Days passed. Then more. Finally, someone checked on him. What they found shocked them. Lane had been gone for days. His body was still, and the room was cold. The number on the scale was shockingly low. Even those who knew his struggles were stunned. His face was hollow. His frame was thin as air. People who loved his music couldn't understand how someone so loud, so strong, could end up like this. But it didn't happen fast. His life didn't stop in one day. It slowed down, little by little, until it was gone. It was not one fall. It was many quiet ones. Lane's last years were filled with pain, silence, and distance. Fans remember his sound, but the ending was quiet. So quiet, it still haunts them. 14. Randy Bachman. Randy Bachman was the big engine behind the Guess Who and Bachman-Turner Overdrive. His guitar work was sharp, his songs rocked hard, his energy lit up the stage. But off stage, his body was heading the other way. Fast food, late nights, stress, too much sitting on tour buses. It all added up. At his heaviest, Randy weighed 380 pounds. That number pressed down on his knees, crushed his back, and made simple things like standing or climbing stairs feel like a mountain. Even singing on stage got harder. He would run out of breath after just a few songs. He tried to fix it on his own. He cut back on food. He walked more. He dropped 60 pounds by pushing himself. But the weight came back, and it came back fast. It felt like he was trapped. He was fighting a battle that didn't stop. That's when he made a big choice. He got a surgery that made his stomach smaller. This wasn't easy. It was risky. It meant a full change. What he ate, when he ate, and how he lived. But Randy was ready. He needed his life back. After the surgery, the weight started dropping. First 20 pounds, then 50, then more. By 2006, he had lost 155 pounds. That was almost like dropping a whole other person off his back. His face looked new. His body moved easier. He could walk without pain. He could breathe deep again. Fans saw him and blinked. Was that really Randy? But the journey didn't end there. Even after the weight was gone, the damage from the heavy years stayed. His joints still ached. His back still needed care. The years of pressure had left their mark. So even the thinner, Randy had to be careful every single day. He had to move right, eat right, think right. 15. John Popper. John Popper was known for his fast harmonica playing and big stage presence. But behind the music, he had a big problem: his body. He had always been on the heavy side, but in 1999, things got serious. He had a heart scare that could have ended his life. Doctors told him the weight was making it worse. His size was more than just a look. It was putting his life at risk. He made a choice to change. He had a surgery that made his stomach smaller. It helped him eat less. It forced him to live different. The weight started to come off. He dropped pounds quickly. His clothes didn't fit. His face got thinner. His fans were shocked to see the difference. But it wasn't just about looks. It was about staying alive. His body had been breaking down. His knees and back had carried too much for too long. He changed his food, his habits, his whole way of living. But many wondered, why did it take a near-death scare to finally act? He kept performing after the surgery, but things were never the same. He had a second chance, but it came with scars. He had waited too long. 16. Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll reached a point where his body almost gave out. He had grown to 550 pounds. That kind of weight made every part of life hard. He couldn't move without hurting. He couldn't rest without struggling to breathe. He was trapped in a body that no longer worked. He spoke about being stuck in a cycle, eating to feel better, then feeling worse. His size was more than big. It was dangerous. It was life-threatening. He knew if he didn't act, his body might give up. He began to fight back. He cut down on food. He started moving more. He worked on his mind too, knowing his thoughts needed help. The weight started to fall. He lost around 140 pounds. The change was clear. His face looked sharper, his body smaller, his movements easier. Fans praised him, but the truth was hard. He had almost waited too long. His body had carried too much for too many years. The damage wasn't gone just because the weight dropped. He still had to work every day to stay healthy. His knees still remembered the pain. His back still carried the past. He talks about it now, hoping others will act before it's too late. He is still trying, still changing, still fixing what once felt broken. 17. Alex Lifeson. Alex Lifeson used to be the wild, loud guitar man from the famous rock band Rush. He stood on stage with long solos, big amps, and a heavier look that fans got used to. His face was fuller. His body carried years of tour life. Then, out of nowhere, people saw him again. And something was different, way different. His face was thinner. His eyes were sharper, brighter. His clothes hung better on his body. He walked like someone lighter. Fans stared at photos and asked themselves if that could really be Alex. What happened to him? He had gone to a health center deep in the hills of Austria. Not some five-star spa, not some showy place. This place focused on deep healing. They didn't just make him eat salad or drink smoothies. They looked at how his stomach worked, how his body broke down food, what foods helped him and what foods hurt him. It wasn't about looking good. It was about feeling strong inside. For years, Alex may have battled the pain of road food, stress, and years of bad timing. Late-night meals, fast snacks, no rest. But now, his body showed a full reset. His skin looked clearer. His belly was smaller. Even the way he stood looked different. He had this quiet fire in him, not like before, when he looked tired and weighed down. This version was alive. People at concerts couldn't believe it. They looked around and asked where the old Alex went, but the truth was the old Alex had been carrying heavy things: food, habits, stress. This new Alex let all that go. He wasn't just thinner, he was stronger, sharper, more awake. Some fans said he looked younger. Some said he looked like he had peace. Either way, it was clear. Something huge had changed, and it shouted louder than any guitar solo. 18. Pete Valley. Pete Valley wasn't just any Elvis singer. He was the biggest Elvis singer, and not just in voice. At one point, Pete weighed over 900 pounds. That number is hard to even imagine. He had to fight, to move, to stand, to breathe. But still, night after night, he sang on stage in Las Vegas. Under those hot lights, he gave his all while his body struggled every step. Behind the gold jackets and shiny stage was a man in real trouble. His weight was putting him in danger. Every step was a risk. Every breath felt shorter than the last. But then something shifted deep inside him. Maybe it was fear. Maybe it was hope. But Pete made a choice, a real choice. He started changing. He ate less. He walked more, slowly, carefully. But it started to work. The weight didn't just melt off. It fought him the whole way. But Pete fought harder. Month by month, the pounds dropped. First 100, then 200, then more. In time, he had lost more than half of his weight. Fans were stunned. The man on stage still had that strong Elvis voice, but now he moved freer, lighter, happier. His face had changed. His body had changed. And deep down, so had his spirit. People cheered for the songs, but they were also cheering for the fight he had won. Pete had been close to losing it all. His heart, his breath, his life. But now he stood tall, not just as a performer, but as a man who pulled himself back from the edge. The old Pete sang for the crowd. The new Pete sang for his second chance. 19. Mitch Ben. Mitch Ben was always moving, always joking, always singing. But under the fast words and loud laughs, his body was carrying too much. Too many years of eating fast food after shows. Too many nights with no rest. Big meals, no breaks. It added up. His body showed it. His face looked tired. His steps were slower. Something had to give. Then came 2011. That was the year he looked in the mirror and decided to change it all. He joined a tough program. No cheat days, no fake tricks. Just rules. Clear, sharp rules. Eat this. Don't eat that. Eat this much at this time. And he followed every part. The change wasn't magic. It took real fight, day after day, week after week. The pounds started falling, slowly at first, then faster. He kept going. He didn't quit. By the end, he had dropped over 140 pounds. His face looked like a whole new person. His body fit into clothes he hadn't worn in years. And when he stepped on stage, something new showed up. The jokes hit harder. The music felt stronger. His eyes had more fire. He didn't just look lighter, he looked free. Fans noticed the change on the outside, but Mitch also talked about the change inside. He felt clear, calm, in control. The weight wasn't just in his body, it had been in his thoughts. And now, it was gone. That change didn't just give him health, it gave him power. And once he had it, he never let go.